Namaste, this is Shivan Sharma. Welcome to Shivan Sharma classes. In this video, I will discuss the concept of bank reconciliation and eventually we will prepare a statement known as bank reconciliation statement. Very technical topic, you need to know it conceptually in order to tackle any problem given to you. And it is equally applicable to your practical world. I'm making this video for the students, but if you are a manager in some company or an accountant and you want to study the bank reconciliation or want to prepare it, it's equally applicable. You don't need any extra effort from here to basically prepare for your real world situations. Now before I start, I would like to apologize for my accent. English is not my first language, but there were many students who were requesting me the video in their language, so I'm using English. It's not my primary language, so I request you to ignore the accent in case you don't understand it or you don't feel comfortable with it. I can't change it, it's my natural tone, so very thanks if you understand that. So let's get into the topic. See, bank reconciliation statement is prepared to reconcile the balances. In accounts, we prepare various accounts for our customers, for our suppliers, and these transactions may occur from our bank. There are large number of transactions that are done through banking system, and we are now reliable on the banking system so much that the number of transactions are huge. And if there is any gap in the transaction, let's say there is a time gap between the transactions, then our books and our bank statement, they may not match. So the sole reason we are preparing bank reconciliation is to keep a check on our balances. There is a statement that is being prepared by the bank, that is our account in their books, and we are also preparing bank's account in our books. We need to prepare a statement that will help us to understand the differences between two. The differences can come because of the time difference, or it can come also because of the errors. Let's say there was any clerical error, we had put wrong amount in the accounts whereas the bank was putting something else, so this will create a difference, this will be the error, and we need to reconcile it. So everything will be done through this statement, which is bank reconciliation statement. Normally bank reconciliation is not the part of accounts. That means if you're preparing the books of accounts, you're going to prepare a trial balance, then you're going to prepare your trading account, trading and profit and loss account, some people call it income statement, and then you're going to prepare the balance sheet or your position statement. But bank reconciliation statement is additional. This is a step that management takes from its own side to just keep the check on the balances. It's the part of the management which is basically prepared by the accountants on the request of management. And this has become a tradition where in every business you will see at the end of the month, or the period may change. Let's say there is online store that is making all the transactions through bank. In that case, the transaction number will be huge. So keep the better control. They may prepare the bank reconciliation statement on daily basis or weekly basis. Usually we prepare it on monthly basis. So if you understand till this point, we are going to move to the next point, which is the types of accounts. See, there are two businesses here. One is the business that we are operating and the other one is the banking business. For bank, we are the customers, so we are preparing bank's account in our books and bank is preparing our account in their books. Bank will be calling it customer's account. Now bank has some privacy issues because of which they don't give you the access to their accounts directly. What they do is they will give you a copy of your account, that is customer's account for them, but it is your account in their books on your request, and then you can bring that account to your business and then reconcile it with your balances. It is a service that bank provides without any charges. You just have to request them. Let's say you want to reconcile your balances in the mid of the month, then you can request the statement on 15th of the month. Then bank has to provide it to you. Bank may send you the email of it, or it may also print it for you. We are doing two things here. We're bringing the copy of our account in the bank's book, which is known as the bank statement, and some people call it the passbook. I will tell you the difference. And the other one is the bank account in our books, and then we reconcile the balances. And to reconcile it, a statement is prepared known as bank reconciliation statement. what you need to remember is that you are not getting your account directly because bank has to maintain the privacy, but bank will give you the printout. So if you have made the transaction after you have taken out the printout or after the report has been printed, that means your account has been printed and given to you, you won't get the updated amount. Then you will have to again print it. So this may sound repetitive, but this is the first account and this is the copy of the original account that we will be bringing in our business, and then we'll be reconciling. Another thing you need to know that we are not concerned with the cash column of the cash book. We are not preparing cash reconciliation statement. We are preparing bank reconciliation statement. So we need to take only bank balances, the amount that were entered through bank. We need to take all those transactions. We'll take the closing balance of this account and then we'll try to reconcile with the closing of the customer's account, that is our passbook or bank statement that we have brought from the bank. There may be many transactions, and see, we don't need to cram. Usually teachers, what they do is they tell you the signs. If this particular point comes, then you add it or you subtract it. If we know the basic idea, basic procedure that is going behind it, we'll be able to tackle them without even putting any pressure on our mind. So there are many transactions. First one, maybe if you have received any check from your customer and you have given it to your bank will take some time, and I will tell you a procedure called clearing procedure that takes a little bit of time. And because of this time, you may find difference between your cash book, which is the cash book bank column. We are not concerned with the cash column. And the other one is the bank statement, because till the time it is not cleared, it will not be shown in your bank statement. Like I said, the transaction will not be shown in the bank statement. The reason is it was entered in your account after you printed the statement. It was not cleared by then, so you have to reprint it. But in the questions you will receive the printed statement only, so that means you have entered the amount in your books, but the same has not been entered in the bank account. So there will be difference. What I'm trying to tell you here is that there are reasons for differences. The first reason is the time gap. This time gap will bring the difference in your both accounts, and because of which you will be required to prepare the statement. The other one is the error. Let's say you have received the dividend of 250 rupees, but you have entered it as 25. So you will get the difference between the two amount as the error amount, and which will reflect in your statements as the difference. So you'll have to reconcile it. So there are two reasons because of which you can get the differences in the accounts. First one is the time gap and the other one is the errors. There is another concept now. If you have received something from your customer, let's say, so in your cash book you'll be debiting it. You don't need to prepare the accounts here, by the way, but yes, we need to know the concept. So there is debit side, there is credit side. The other one is the customer account, and you know we don't get the customer account, we get the statement of it. That means to a point only. It is not the live account that we have in our computers. It will have to be printed. So this is known as either the passbook or it is known as bank statement. Okay, so we have cash book and passbook. So if you have received the amount, you'll be debiting it, because as per the accounting rules, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So you'll debit it. But when I say cash book, you know the bank column of the cash book. So you will say here bank increases, so bank debit, but cash goes out, therefore cash credit. So in the bank column you will say to cash. That means you have debited your bank column. Here bank will say, now you will have to enter this entry keeping bank in your mind. That means bank is entering this entry. Bank will say cash has been received, so cash debit what comes in, to the customer account. We are liable to return this amount to our customer. So our customer is basically a kind of creditor to us. We need to return this amount. He is not the creditor basically, because we have not sold goods to him, but we need to create a liability towards him, which is why we say customer account. So when we'll post it in the customer account, we'll say buy cash, right? if you compare this situation in two accounts, you'll come to the conclusion that when you deposit something in your bank, you'll debit your own books. That means you'll be saying, I'm expecting an increase in my bank column. And bank will say, I have created a liability. So what is debit for your books is credit for the bank books. So we call it favorable balance. Favorable means something that increases our accounts. Bank will say my liability has been increased. At the same time, I have received the cash. He will say I'm expecting the increase in my bank account, so I have debited it. So this is the situation number one. The other one is the withdrawal. Withdrawal means that you have received cash from the bank. So cash debit to bank, because now your bank has been decreased. You have taken out the cash from the bank. So bank has been decreased, your asset has been decreased. So all assets have debit balances. So since your bank has decreased, you'll credit it. You can also think that way. So we'll credit it in the cash book bank column. So we'll say buy cash. That means we have withdrawn the amount, so we are expecting decrease in the bank column. Whereas bank will say, I have paid the amount to my customer, so my liability has been decreased. All liabilities have credit balances, but if we need to decrease the liability, we'll just debit the liability and we'll say cash has been given out. So it will be to cash. So again, if you try to bring the conclusion from here, you will say in the case of withdrawal, the cash book will be credited, whereas the bank book will be debited. So this will be unfavorable balances. The unfavorable balance means something that will decrease your accounts. Okay, now whatever I've told you, you just need to copy that in your notebook so that you can refer them again in the future if you want to understand the topic again. Okay, on deposits, customers, what they do in their books, they debit the bank account, and on the other side, banks, what they do, they credit the customer account. Okay, this is a procedure for deposit. We debit and here we credit. For withdrawal we credit, and for withdrawal here we debit. Okay, this is what you can write for favorable and unfavorable, because this will be important while preparing the BRS, because we'll be putting signs positive, negative. So favorable means positive, unfavorable means negative. Okay, so they're very important. So just note down again, cash book, debit means favorable balance and credit means favorable balance for passbook. If the question is silent, you need to assume we are always going to start with the favorable balance. Okay, if question is specifically saying that they have unfavorable balance or the ultimate answer is coming in negative, that means you need to put debit or credit from your own side. For example, if the negative balance of cash book is coming, then you need to understand that it's the credit balance that it is saying. Sometimes they call it overdraft also, because whenever your balance go below zero, it is known as negative balance, or bank has provided you extra credit. That means you can withdraw the amount below the zero. But just to tell you, in real life, overdraft is a facility. There are various types of accounts. Let's say there is a current account, there is a saving account. So not every account type has overdraft facility. You have to go and approach your manager to basically ask them to give you this facility. Not every customer has this facility, because otherwise every customer would be withdrawing below zero. You need to prove your credibility to the bank, only then they can give you this facility. So bank balance can go negative, and which is why I have used the word overdraft here, because it is a word which is used regularly as well. But again, for the concepts, you need to remember it's a facility that you have to specifically ask. Only then your balance can go negative. Then I told you there are two types of accounts. We have discussed this. Then I told you the reason for the differences are basically time gaps and your errors. You just need to note down these transactions and trust on me, because this is not the right time to give the explanation on these individual transactions. Whenever the time comes, I will explain it to you. Basically, we'll discuss these transactions in the questions where I'll elaborate each and every point there so that we don't get bored. Otherwise, if I start explaining, you can understand, but it will get really boring. When we get the figures, it will be easier to understand. Then I need to explain the clearing procedure. Clearing procedure is one of the reasons why we have the time gaps. Basically, we have received some check from our customer who has paid us through check, and we are just depositing that check in our bank. Let's say customer had the account in PNB, so obviously the customer will give you PNB check, and then you will take this PNB check to your bank, which is the SBI, because obviously you may not have the account in same bank, so you will take it to SBI. And SBI, what SBI will do, it will take this check on your behalf to the clearinghouse, and clearinghouse is a place where every bank representative is present, and they just clear out each other's balances. Obviously PNB would be having SBI checks as well, so PNB is also there and SBI is also there. SBI will show all the checks to PNB, and PNB will clear all those checks. Until those checks are cleared and SBI has received the payment, SBI won't be giving the balance to A, but A must have already passed the entry for receiving the amount when it received the check of 2000 rupees, let's say, and it has debited it. But bank won't credit our account in its books until it has received payment from PNB. So this is SBI and this is A's account in SBI's book, but it is not crediting, and this is the reason why we have difference. Okay, our closing balances will be different. So clearing process takes time. Usually when you are in different cities, it may take 3 to 4 days as well. Okay, now we are going towards the preparation of BRS. So for that, you need to first know that you have to pick a starting point. You just need to make changes in that starting point only, and then you have to come to the closing point. I've written it in the green as well, that you have to first pick the start point. You may not understand what is the start point. Basically we have two accounts here, cash book and passbook. You have to first decide from where to start your bank reconciliation. Let's say we have picked cash book, so we have picked the balance of cash book. Here it is 4300, because obviously we will take 4300. I've told you we prepare these statements at the end of the month, so we'll take the closing balance at the end of the month and we'll start from here. All the adjustments will be made in the closing balance of cash book only, because this is our starting point, and this is something that you need to remember. All the adjustments will be made only in the starting point, and then you'll get the closing balance. Obviously in real life you will be knowing these two balances and you just need to check the difference, but in the questions they will give you one starting point and they will ask you the another point. All the plus and minuses you need to remember exactly. You need to know the concepts, you don't need to cram them. I'll explain it to you in that way only. So in questions they will give you one end and they will ask you the balance of the other end, but in the real life you'll be having both the balances and you will be just reconciling. Okay, so in real life it's very easy. Otherwise in questions they may just complicate the questions for you. Example given here, what they have done is they have received 300 rupees and interest. Bank is holding our money for which it has created a liability of 4000 rupees. This is reconciled balance because this was the closing of last year, so we have already reconciled it. So 4000 is reconciled already, but we have received this month 300 rupees interest. We were expecting 300 as interest, but due to some fluctuations bank has only credited rupees 250 rupees. Why credited? Because bank has created another liability. Our balance has increased because of this. Now 4000 for 2 and 250, so 4250 must be my closing balance. Okay, so I can clearly tell in the closing balance there is a difference of 50 rupees, and we know why this difference is coming, because of the interest difference. So if I pick cash book as my starting point, which is 4300, I'll definitely subtract this balance and I'll come to this balance. Obviously this is very easy, but they won't give you this balance, so you need to check if you are doing the right adjustment, and this is the real test here, because you don't know the other side, so you don't know if you're putting the right sign or the wrong sign. So I'll explain the concepts of the signs so that you know that you are making the correct adjustment here. If we pick passbook as the starting point, again we need to make changes only and only in passbook. We can't make changes in cashbook because we want balance of cashbook. So here it will be positive 50. Again we need to check the sign, which we will discuss next, and we'll come to the closing balance. This is the basic structure how you prepare bank reconciliation statement. You just pick a starting point, make the changes in the starting point only, and then come with the closing balance. Obviously this is looking very easy, but it is not. In the question they can complicate the situations. So just note down the procedure, and then we'll come to the real examples how to deal with these things. Okay, so let's start the questions now. In the questions we'll understand each and every transaction, how to deal those transactions, and how to make the adjustments in the starting point. Okay, so how to decide the signs of these adjustments we'll learn through this question. So they have said we need to prepare BRS on 31st March 2017. We are solving question number 8 here. So this is the first and very basic question. If you want these notes, you can download from the description. It will be in the description, or they will be available from my website. Okay, so balance as per the cash book, they have given 3200. We know now that starting point is the cash book, so all the adjustments will be made where? In the cash book only, and then we'll have to come with the balance of passbook. Now we know, since they have not mentioned if it is favorable or unfavorable, we need to remember that if nothing is mentioned or question is silent, we have to always assume the starting point will have favorable balance. And since cash book has the favorable balance here, so it will be debit side. So just say cash book. Obviously nothing is mentioned, so we will always take favorable, that is positive balance, even if it was passbook. And for the cash book, favorable balance means debit balance. Check issued but not presented for payment. Now I need to explain this statement to you, so let's get into detail. This is my cash book. I am not preparing debit side or credit side. I am just taking cash book and passbook. Presented the check means that we had to make payment to some supplier or the creditor, and that supplier has received the check from us but still not presented to our bank, or his bank has not presented to our bank for the payment. So even our bank has not deducted from our account. So our account still stands strong. It is not being deducted. So what is the total effect? That we were expecting 1800 to be deducted from our account, negative 1800, but still our supplier has not asked for the payment, so that there is no deduction from this side. Since cash book is the starting point, we can only make adjustment in the cash book. Just to make things equal, we'll add 1800 here. This is the adjustment. Okay, so things will become equal because negative 1800 plus 1800 becomes 0. Otherwise, if passbook was the starting point and same case was given to us, this is the cash book and this is the passbook, our account has not been deducted, but here they have deducted it because we were expecting the payment. So passbook is the starting point here. So just to make things equal, this is 0. We have to make it minus 1800. So we will just subtract 1800 from the passbook because passbook is the starting point. We cannot touch the other side, and things will become equal now. Adjustments you can't understand, you can't cram until you learn the basics of it. Okay, you need to first pick the starting point, make the adjustment. Of course, if it is cash book, you will add it to bring it to 0, and if it is passbook, you will subtract it so that both sides can become negative 1800. Okay, since we were following the first type, so here we will say unpresented checks 1800 plus, because adjustment was this one. Next point is check deposited. Deposited means I was expecting deposit in my account, but still the other bank has not cleared it. So my bank has not received from the other bank. That means I must have received some check from my customer. My customer has given me check. I have deposited this check in my bank, but still my bank has not received clearance from the other bank when they went to clearing house, and because of which my passbook is still standing short. So what I'm trying to say is you were expecting positive here because you were expecting deposit, and here they have not given you money. Cash book is a starting point, so you will just subtract 2000 from here to bring the things to equality. Uncleared checks minus 2000. Can you tell me the answer if passbook was a starting point? Again, basic things remain same. 2000 positive here, there was no deposit in the bank actually. Since passbook is the starting point, you will just add 2000 here so that things can become equal. You don't need to remember the signs, just understand the concept. Next thing they have said, bank charges debited by bank. First of all, if bank is debiting something, that means for the bank customer account, debit means withdrawals. You must remember, we have discussed this, that for debit it is unfavorable. So bank must have charged 150 as its bank charge. Bank takes charges, so it directly deducts the amount from our bank account, and then we later on get the notification of it. So still we have not received any notification. So here we need to say we have not deducted anything. So to bring things to equality, cash book was a starting point. We will deduct 150 here also so that it can become negative 150 and then it can reconcile. So it is bank charges directly deducted by bank. So we will also subtract here, and passbook balance will be 2850. Since this is coming positive, we know this is favorable balance, and for the passbook, favorable balance means credit balance. Okay, so this is how you make your bank reconciliation. Now I will tell you the other method of doing it. Write the cash book balance just like the first one. You will prepare two columns, positive and negative, so that we can know the items separately. This is positive, this is negative. Obviously this was favorable, we had assumed this, and we need to always assume if question is silent. This was 3200. The other one is unpresented, and then uncleared checks, and then bank charges. We need to put them on their respective sides. So 2000 and 150 were negative, whereas this was positive. Obviously if we come with the totaling, this will be 2150 and this will be 5000. 5000 minus 2150 will be 2850, which is again same. This is just difference of presentation, passbook balance, and this is 2850. Now you will be thinking this is coming negative. No, this is not coming negative. This is coming here just to balance the amount so that total can become 5000. Okay, so this is favorable for the passbook. The reason is this is coming for the balance. So you have to consider the opposite side of it. This is actually positive balance. Okay, so you are just adding 2850 to bring them to equality. So 2850 is positive, and for passbook it is favorable, which is why it is credit balance. Okay, so these are two ways of solving this similar question. We'll solve more questions on this and we'll come across new points, and then we'll learn about those points as well. Question number 9 we'll solve now. They have said on 31st March, cash book showed a balance of 3700 as cash at bank. See, when sometimes question says cash book shows 3700 as the cash balance and 3800 as bank balance, we need to always pick bank balance because we are least concerned with the cash column. We are only concerned with the reconciliation of bank balances, which is why we also call it bank reconciliation statement, and this is the reason we have to pick always bank column. Now they have said 3700 as cash at bank, which is again the bank column, so we are going absolutely correct here, but they may put some different point which may confuse you. So if they say cash column or cash account in the cash book, you have to just ignore it. So my starting point is 3700. Obviously this is positive because they have not said anything. Whenever we say cash book is favorable, it is always debit balance. But the bank passbook made up to the same date had showed the checks for 1700, 300 and 180 respectively. There were 3 checks, 700, 300 and 180 had not presented for payment. They had not been presented for payment. So they were issued. That means in our cash book, we were deducting them. We were expecting a payment. That means we will just subtract 700, 300 and 180 on the cash book side. But on the passbook side, they are still to be deducted. First adjustment is this. The other one is 1200 deposited into the account but still not credited. Credited means customer account has not been credited. That means on the passbook side, we have not received any amount. In the cash book, we were expecting 1200 but still not received on the passbook side. Cash book balance positive 3700. We had unpresented checks which were issued but still not presented by our supplier. So they were 3, 700, 300 and 180. So what is the adjustment? We won't be making these columns again and again, but I will still recommend, till the time you're not perfect, keep making them. So you were expecting 700, 300 and 180 here, but there was no payment from the bank. To make both sides equal, you will just add them. So this will become 0 and this thing will become equal. The other one was uncleared checks. They were deposited but still not cleared to our account. We were expecting 1200 but still not received here. So we will just subtract from here because cash book is our starting point, minus 1200. So we get 3680 as our passbook balance. Sign is positive, which is favorable. So this is credit balance. If we need to make in the other format, so cash book 3700 positive, passbook balance will come on this side, which is favorable. We need to take always the opposite side because this is coming just to balance. So this is positive, which is why credit balance. Okay, and you can just take the total and present it. I know my presentation is not very neat and clean, but I am focusing on the concept. Let's solve the question number 10. First, again, cash book balance, bank balance. So this is bank column. This is what we required, 7800. Then check deposited in bank but not credited. This is check deposited but not yet cleared. 3000, we were expecting positive 3000, but on the other side we did not get any amount, so we need to deduct from the cash book side so that both the sides can become 0 and we can reconcile them. The other one is presented. Then comes the insurance premium. I'll just focus on the third point. So quickly I will just solve. Now the next point, insurance premium paid by bank. Sometimes our electricity bill, the other payments, bank pays on the on schedule basis. That means it pays whenever the amount is due, it will automatically pay. But we'll get to know about it only when we get notified by the bank. Insurance premium is an expense, whereas insurance claim is income to us. So in the cash book, we did not know bank had made the payment, whereas in passbook, bank actually made the payment. Since cash book is a starting point, we'll also deduct from here so that things can become equal. So negative 2000. Next thing it says bank interest credited. Earlier it was debited. Here it says credited. When bank credits something, it increases our account. So bank must have deposited 400 here. We'll just add 400 here so that things can become equal. So 400 positive. This is interest credited. If you are getting confused between what is debit, what is credit. You just go back to the rules that I have made you write down. Bank charges interest, that means it debits the interest. This is going to decrease our account, whereas whenever bank credits something, so it will be credit side obviously, and it will increase our account. Okay, but on what side? Passbook side. Next point is similar. Bank had actually charged 100 rupees payment from our account, so we'll just deduct 100 from here also, so that total can become negative 100, and then things can become equal. So interest charged. Next thing is direct deposits. It has said that customer has directly deposited. Deposited is going to increase my account. Customer has deposited amount here, so my passbook must have increased, but still I need to make entry in the cash book, so I'll make here just to keep them equal. So just add 4,000 here. Direct deposits by customer. Passbook balance is coming positive again, so this is credit balance, and this is 8,600. You can also solve the other way as well. I am leaving it here only. You have just understood the concept. Question number 11. This says bank balance 40,000 showed by the cash book. Of course, this is favorable, so debit balance. It was found that these 3 checks were deposited in the December, but they were not credited in the passbook till January. We are preparing bank reconciliation for December. So on 31st December, they were still uncleared. They cleared in January. So for 31st December, they were still standing uncleared. This is something we need to know. In the future questions, they are going to say it got cleared in January, but for December, it is still uncleared, right? So this is again simple adjustment. 2 checks were issued but not yet presented. So again we know this adjustment. In addition to it, bank had credited Atul account with interest and debited rupees 50 as bank charges. Some students, what they do, they just net these off. We had received 325 and we had actually paid 50, so we just net them out and just give the net balance. No, these are 2 separate transactions and you need to enter them separately. Next it says nothing, just prepare BRS. So this question is very easy. Quickly I'll solve. So you just note down this question. Just pause the video because I'm not going to wait. I have so many questions to solve here. I have just speeded up the clip so that I can just focus on other important questions. This was very basic question.